Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to put our first plantings in of 2022. If you haven't visited our channel before, I'll just quickly let you know that we live midway between the fine city of Norwich and the coastal town of Great Yarmouth, and we grow our vegetables in zone 9A. So as you can see, I'm just digging some holes in our no-dig soil. And today we are going to be planting our onions out. Now we are growing two varieties of onion this season. It's a bulb onion called Sturon and bulb onion Red Baron. Now Red Baron we have grown for some years now. We find it a really good red onion, one that keeps really well. And Sturon we grew for the first time last season, and again we've found that to be a really good keeper. We're still eating our onions that we harvested back in July last year, and they've all been good. You can see that I've already started with the first couple of rows. The roots are now starting to come out at the bottom, so they are very much ready to go into the ground. And all that you do is pop it out of the cell and into the ground. And it's as simple as that. Now, if you did watch our onion sowing video, you'll know that we have adopted the method of multi-sowing. We did it for the first time last year, and it worked really well for us. You don't get massive onions, but equally you don't get really small onions. You tend to get a bunch of medium-sized onions. And the other thing is you can grow a lot more onions in the same space. Now I've adopted the same measurements that I used last year, and that is 10 inches by 10 inches. So they're 10 inches in the row and 10 inches between each row. We found last season that gave us really good sized onions. So I'm going to continue on with these rows, and we shall come back to you once I've completed it. And that's our onions planted for this upcoming season. Now I mentioned that I left a gap of 10 inches all round, so there's 10 inches between the rows and 10 inches within the rows. And one of the other reasons I do that is because this is our hoe, and I can still get through to use my hoe should I need to. As the onions get bigger, of course, and they occupy more space, then any odd weed that we see we can then hand pick. Now onions do lend themselves really well to multi-sowing. As they grow and the bulbs start to form, they push each other apart, and they rather seem to like growing together. Within this bed there are 9 rows of onions. There's 16 to a row, so at harvest time there's the possibility of, well, over 500 onions in this bed. This is our onion bed, and you can probably see while we're here that the garlic is doing really well. It's all come through, and hopefully if you planted yours last October, November, we planted ours last October, yours has all pushed its way through. Shallots are looking really good, and in the last part of the bed is where our spinach is. We're getting some lovely harvests of fresh spinach now. What we shall be doing, now these are all planted, we shall cover these in some fleece. And although it's quite warm here today and sunny, there are still some cold winds to come during March, and some very cold days, as well as the warm ones. Now, covering these is not because of the frosts, and we are expecting some frosts, I think, into next week. From what I saw on the weather forecast, or the long-term weather forecast, onions are actually quite tolerant of frost. But it's the cold driving winds that we get that really sets them back and stunts their growth. So we're just going to cover these with fleece now, and it'll be on there for about 4 weeks until we get into April, and then it can come off, and yeah, they'll get off to a really good start. Now, if you are new to gardening and new to our channel and you have not yet sown your onions, it's still not too late. Onion seeds can be sown in March. It'll just mean that you'll be planting yours out in April. Like I say, if you are new to gardening in particular, then I would urge you to look at our previous 2 videos, which covers the sowing and the onion update a couple of 3 weeks later. So do drop us some comments in the comments box. Let us know what variety of onions you're growing this season. Have you sowed them yet? And if you have, how are they getting on? Have you planted out yet? I do hope you've liked this video. If you have, please leave us a like. And we would really love you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. But until the next time, we shall see you on the next video.